Welcome back to the Off Duty Sports Podcast, where we break down football like it's the fourth quarter, 2 minute drill. No fluff, just straight truth, bold takes, and a little chaos mixed in. I'm Upham, that's Danny. Today we're going to be diving into the New England's schedule for 2026, which I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can with this. I can't promise anything though, Danny. How's things going on your side?
Everything's been going great. Obviously, just still working a lot. We had a small little incident where Chevron got lost. So I was working on the fence and spraying the fence down. You know what I mean? And I had the gate open. I let everybody know, hey, I'm gonna have the gate open, guys. Don't let the dogs out. So as I was spraying the fence, mind you, it's a $15,000 dog, so it's a wonderful time when he gets lost. But I'm spraying down the fence and I'm going around the whole house. So I'm just working on a bunch of stuff. I'm also spraying the windows down, trying to clean everything. Just because I have a pressure washer, so I'm brand new to using it. So I'm like having fun, just cleaning up everything as I go along. But I'm not paying attention to like the gate because I think that no one's letting anybody out because everybody knows I'm working on that. And anyway, so I get done. I'm doing this in the evening, so like it hits around 8 o'clock, and I start to wrap up everything, put it all in there, and put it all up, close up everything. And I'm like getting ready for bed. I'm taking a shower, doing all that stuff, getting ready for work the next day because I have work. This is Monday night going into Tuesday, and yeah, I'm like looking around for the dog. I can't find him anywhere. And I'm like, I go to every bedroom and I'm like, where's he at? Like calling for him. I go outside of the backyard, calling for him, and nowhere to be found. Me and Kirsten were up until 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. in the morning. So we searched all night long, all the way into I had to call at my work, let them know that I was not gonna be showing. They were in my neighbor my neighbor ended up long story short, they were in my neighbor's yard. He was in my neighbor's yard. They closed him in. I don't know what they were planning on doing with them, but there's a number and stuff on the collar. No one called, nothing like that. So I was a little like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little pissed off about that just because no one called the number on the collar, nothing like that. So I was mad. I was really mad. So but anyways, I got him. He's back safely. Everything's good. But my daughter was the one that let him out and forgot. And yeah, I mean, not it's not her fault really. I mean, I guess I should have said it multiple times before I went outside. Me saying it once probably wasn't enough. But yeah, that was my night, man. That was really really bad. I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed out. I thought I was gonna get fired,
Oh,
something
I
like
believe
that.
it.
So I thought that dog was gone. But searching him for that long was rough. So
I believe it. If you were up that long looking for the dog, it's terrifying. Is my dog on the side of the road somewhere? No one's calling.
dude.
Um,
Yeah. There's, like,
the
black
mind
bags
starts
everywhere
racing a
too.
little bit.
Yeah. It's like we're
Oh,
passing by. We're, like, seeing, like, dead cats and stuff like that, though. Not through our
yeah.
neighborhood, but, I mean, we went through a broad range of areas, so there was, like, there was a dead cat, there's all kinds of, like, craziness that we saw all over the place, but, stray dogs too every once in a while, just mm, yeah.
I don't know
Long
what to do.
long Monday night to Tuesday, so but
How was the rest of the week though? I
oh,
mean,
I
that's
mean,
a bad way to start.
I did okay. So I watched a little bit of highlights on basketball. Obviously, I'm kind of keeping up a little bit with the Spurs. I heard a lot of different commentators talk about how um what's his name, the one that falls all over the place all the time. I'm bad with names. I'm terrible names.
SGA.
SGA. Yeah. So apparently I got two different people that I was kind of watching a bit on it. They were talking about how the times that SGA wins are going to be the times where he gets fouled the most or falls down. Like if they said if a feather lands on him, he's just going to fall down. And if they count that as a foul, that they're going to that they're going to win that game because if he's going to get 17 fouls in one game, then yeah, they're going to win. Because he makes majority of his free throws, which because he's a good player. He knows he's a good player. And then they're saying if they don't call as many fouls as if they don't call those fouls that San Antonio wins. So it's really going to be depending on what the referees are going to do. It's going to be up to the referees, and this is going to be one of those factors on whether or not they're going to bet on whoever. This is where I'm like if they're betting on this game at all, it's just going to go either way. This is going to be the big money maker, and honestly, and then Stephen A. Smith was praising how good SGA was, and I'm like wondering because I'm watching highlights of it, and I'm like seeing some of the stuff he was doing, like somebody like raised their arm and he just like fell back and they called it a foul, and I'm like, I like they didn't even hit him. There was no touching either. they didn't hit him, and literally, and he's Stephen A. Smith is praising how good of a player he is and how that he's just such an elite player. And I'm like thinking, did you even watch the game? Like, I don't actually think he's watching the game. I just think he's going off of he gets a point spread of what it actually is and doesn't actually watch the game to see how bad he's playing. Because I don't think that's good play, man. I don't think it's good playing. Think it's good sportsmanship. It's like a terrible way of like when you have commentators saying the only way he's gonna win, they're gonna win, is if he gets those fouls. They basically they don't think the team is good enough to beat San Antonio unless he gets those fouls. So I mean, it's
Mm,
really going to be again up to the referees that are going to, you know, end up swaying the decision because they think that San Antonio has figured out a way to keep them from scoring and SGA from scoring. And so I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I kind of wanted to follow up because we've been talking about it for like the last 3 weeks now because you brought it up and I
oh,
was like, I kind of wanted to follow up with that a little bit. And I'm like thinking, this is crazy. That there's Stephen A. Smith is like like not even defending it, doesn't even know that that's what's going on. He didn't talk about that at all about the falling and the fouling.
yeah, I definitely want to dive into it 100% because I'm very passionate about this. Like you said, we've been talking about this issue within the NBA for weeks now, and it really gets me going. And I heard a little bit about what the commentators are saying out there, the different individuals who are divisive at times, and I do want to have an in-depth conversation about this for sure, but I don't want to take away from the
Yeah,
Patriots and the
of course.
schedule
Yeah,
because
we're just. I'm
it's
sorry, I was talking about this week. So yeah, we'll get into that next segment. That's fine. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, outside of that, man, I mean, we do obviously we are going to talk about Patriots. So we could get into that right now. How was your weekend, by the way? I know your daughter's birthday was today too, as well. I mean, I'm sure you had fun with that. What else did you guys do? Anything else going on?
Yeah, so the high school softball season's winding down. So there's a couple games left. Olivia hit her second home run
Oh,
this season.
nice.
So that was
Did they
fantastic. I
win?
flew my mom. They lost by one, and she hit. So they were down by two going into the last inning. Olivia led off the inning with a home run, brought it to within one. But they the next three batters either popped out or grounded out. So that
So
was
what
it.
you're saying is
Uh,
they aren't very good.
I'm saying that the
Okay.
coaching needs some work. Yes, the coaching needs some work for sure. But what was nice was I got a chance to fly out my mother, so she got to see the home run in person. So
Oh,
it was
nice.
yeah, great moment. We also got to see again my son. He plays lacrosse. His season's winding down as well. So they did very well. He scored like 3-4 goals or something like that in the last game, and they won as well. So he's got a couple games left as well. But fantastic on their side of things. My street hockey team won its first game of the season.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah,
There
so
you go.
we were down a couple guys. We were short man, but we were out there and we were out hustling this team. The team that we beat was a
So
championship team the year
So can
prior.
I ask? Can I ask? Was it because certain people weren't there that you guys won?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. We have some road cones out there that just you throw them out there on a line, they don't move. You know, they look like hockey players. They're not hockey players. They're just standing there. So, unfortunately, we had another game that this current week here, and
But you guys
those
couldn't
guys were
sub the
back.
whole time then. You guys were
What's that?
down. You guys couldn't sub the whole time then. So you guys were pretty much. Oof,
We
that's
were
rough.
gassed.
Yeah.
We were gassed, but we ended up
How
winning.
many scores you
Like
get?
I got 2 goals, 1 assist.
How many did your brother
My
get?
brother, 1 goal, 2 assists.
Ah, you beat. All right, all right. As long as you beat your brother, we're good.
We're even on the season right now. We're even, but I have an extra game as of right now, so
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
nice.
not show up or something. I don't know.
Nope. You just got to play better.
No,
You just got to play
just
better.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Oh,
But it was nice to get a single win in there for the season. We got a couple more games till we hit playoffs, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
that's
But
awesome,
that was
man.
pretty much the week. Now, did you want to do some card pulls before we get into the schedule? Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do that.
Let's do
All
it.
right, so d- you're pulling Bowman's as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah. We're all we're all pulling Bowman's here. I've been so unlucky with the Bowmans though, so I'm not even like that thrilled about doing this. All right, we got let's see. Let's go with Ethan Holiday.
That's you
So
solid.
yeah, yep. We got Ethan Holiday, Gavin Fiend. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with him. Josh Noth. This is not going well for me already. I get already and Chris Arroyo. That's it. That's it.
Average.
That's all. That's
Holiday's not bad
holidays.
though.
Yeah, I was gonna say holiday is probably my best pull right there.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful, great start.
I've got Wyatt Langford, who
Let's
he's
see.
an off and on guy. He can be good. He can be bad.
I can't see. I can't see.
Let's see. So yeah, Wyatt Langford here.
I'm just pulling the
Uh,
shinies, man. I'm not even.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got
Oh,
a
there you go. That's nice. I have a
that's a
card
good
cut out
one.
like that. Yeah.
That's a good. Ooh, I like this one.
Oh, nice, nice. I can't see who that is
Connor.
though.
That's Connor
Connor Griffin.
Griffin.
Okay, I can see it now. It just focused in right now. Nice.
Connor Griffin is fantastic. So this is I like that one. Then we have Braylon Atunez, average guy. I don't
Yep. 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 Yep.
get. I also got a card that you got, Gavin
Okay.
Fiend.
Yep. Gavin. Good old Gavin.
Yeah, and I think those were That. Oh, I got another Connor Griffin, but it wasn't. Just base level.
Okay. All right. Next pull for me is gonna be Drew Gilbert.
Okay.
Juan Soto. Look at that. That's
Oh,
kind
you
of
got a Juan
cool.
Soto. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. George Quintana. Quintana
Yeah.
or Jorge Cade Snell. A little fancy background though. I like that background.
Huh.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah. Trey Yesavage. Is it
Yeah.
Yesavage?
Trey the Savage is really good.
Savage. I've heard he's been pretty good, but that's a white card, so it doesn't mean anything.
All right. Oh. All right. So here's second pack.
Oh, I hate you already. I didn't like that. Oh, nice. Oh, Bobby Witt. There you go. That's a good one.
That's my guy.
That's a
That's my
keeper.
guy. Yeah,
That's a
that's going
keeper.
into the collection. Oh, we got a first Bowman over here. This is just a regular, I don't
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
And oh, this guy's he played in the majors a little bit, so he's pretty good. Nothing great. I got a couple decent base cards as well. Gauge Jump is pretty solid, but I got that Bobby Witt, so I'm happy with
Yeah.
that so far.
I got Marconi German.
Okay. Yeah. Is Yankees?
Mm, no. Mm-mm. Nationals.
Nationals, okay.
Uh Carson Williams.
Carson Williams is good.
Matthias Lacombe. I don't know. Actually, don't know any of those guys are. Xavier Nuyens.
Yep.
And that is it for me, dude. That was a highlight for me. That was it. Very
Jeez.
I hate Bowman. I'm not gonna lie. On the baseball Bowman, for these ones, I'm not a big fan of them. Not a big fan of these Bowmans.
Last pack for me, I got the let's see here.
Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah, so yeah, solid. Oh, okay.
Oh, dude, that's a sick card. Look at that, man. That is a sick
Shohei,
card. Okay, well, obviously you won this pack battle. Just with
David
that
Shields.
one player, dude, just totally. But you also got a hobby box, so it's gonna have better show up than mine's gonna get. Okay.
Yeah. The other guys, Kevin McGonigal, is a solid player. Yeah, so Shohei's nice. The Bobby Witt is nice, but I think the combination of the two really takes the cake there.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's funny. That
Can't
is
complain.
funny.
Well, we'll do it again in a little bit here, but let's dive into the New England schedule. Did you want to run through it, or did you want me to run through it?
Well, it's your team. I want you to run through it. I think it'd be fun if you talked about
All
each
right.
team.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So I'll let's see here. They don't. Okay, they do have preseason. All right. So week one, you have the Patriots with a rematch against Seattle.
I think you guys will lose that one. I don't even have to hesitate on that one. I think you guys.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you. My opinion is Seattle is. looking really good. I know that they lost their running back, and he was a key piece, but I
Yeah.
think wide receiver wise, they're looking really solid.
You,
Defensively, they're looking solid.
honestly, I really feel like running backs, not saying they're like a dime a dozen, but I do feel like you could find a really good running back, for the team. I don't feel like they're as hard as like getting like a QB. I don't feel like it's as rare. Like QBs are just that like so difficult to get. But
No, I
yeah,
completely agree with you. Yeah, so we're in agreement on that week one matchup. It's a tough one, especially at the start of the season. Teams are kind of getting used to the new players that came on. Um, yeah, I completely agree. Week two, this is going to be versus at home against Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay, hold on. Let me see real quick. It's at home.
It is at home.
Oh, you guys will probably win that one. Realistically, it's hard. I will say, what is it? 2025. You guys did lose the Pittsburgh Steelers actually week 3 in the 2025 regular season. So I don't know, man. It depends. Is Aaron Rodgers still there? Let me ask that's the big question. If Aaron Rodgers is
Last year.
still there, it's his last year there, then yeah, he's you guys are probably gonna lose again. I he's just I will say you're going against a veteran QB, and I'm not look, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I will say this, like for as old as he is, he's still pretty accurate. It's his last year. He's going to want to show up. I honestly think this is going to be a year that he has to put out numbers. He has to. He has no choice. If he wants to continue to play, which from what I understand, he still wants to play. He's looking for a team still. Like I think he still wants to continue after this. He's got to play well, and he's going to beat you guys. I think again. I think this is another loss for you guys, even at home. You guys lost at home last year to him, and that was the only time you guys played him. That was the one time you guys played him, and you guys lost to him. And I just think
It
that
was a huge upset last year, in my opinion. We weren't supposed to lose to Pittsburgh. That was one of those games where you go in and you're winning. Um, the fact that we lost that game early on had me on concern watch just because I chalked that up as a win automatically. I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers at all. I feel like this is his last season. He said, this is it for him.
Did he
He
say
said this
that?
many times. He did say it, but he said that before and he's come back before. I just think that he's washed up. Yeah, the team's
I don't know.
okay, but I
I don't
think
know,
that's the
man. I
best.
think you're gonna want to go out with a bang. Unless you're Brett Favre, I think you're gonna want to go out with like a really good, you know, at least you show up for be someone special for the Patriots. I don't know, man. I think you're kind of underestimating him a little bit. I think you guys are gonna lose again. I just think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be another loss for you guys.
All right, we're gonna
That's
disagree
you're at
on
two
this one.
losses already from the start of the season. It's not looking
I know.
good for you.
You're supposed to be unbiased. I'm trying.
I'm trying to be like no, I'm using facts. Last year, you guys did lose to him, and
It's
I'm
true.
kind of going based on that, and that was at home, and I'm like, I think there's a good chance you guys will lose again. So I'm gonna say loss for that one again. So I'm gonna say loss to Seattle, loss to Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going win on that one, and so yeah, I completely disagree. Uh, game week three is going to be in Jacksonville.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys also lost to them in 2024, and that was at their home field. So I will say man, you guys are up for a terrible start. This is like a really bad start for you guys.
You're not going 0-3, are you?
I don't know, man. You guys lost to them in 2024
That
at
was
at their home.
that's a different quarterback,
Oh, that was true. That is true. That is true. That's true. Wait, who did you have before?
Mac Jones.
Oh, that's okay. That makes sense. No, you guys will probably win. You guys will probably win. I'll say win to that one.
Jeez. I was going to say, you give me another loss. That is insane to me. No, I'm going with the victory over Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
never sold on Jacksonville last year, to be
No,
honest with you.
no, 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 no. It's no. Just messing.
You got Drake May coming back for a third season here. Jacksonville, they were kind of a Cinderella story last year, to be honest with you. But honestly, I don't think they're going to repeat this year.
No, you're
They're
probably right.
they're destined they're destined for mediocrity to me. To me, I don't see Jacksonville being all that great this year. So I have the Patriots winning that game.
Okay, I'll give you that.
All right. Let's see here. So then we go week four, October 4th to Buffalo, in Buffalo.
Oh man, dude. You guys barely beat Buffalo last year by a field goal.
Every year it seems to
Look,
be we
look,
barely.
like I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be my hot take for this year. I think your coach is going through a lot. I think he's going to be making some bad calls because he's making bad calls in his personal life. I think it's going to
Oh my god.
transfer over to his real life. Buffalo at home, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen at home, like at Buffalo's home, right?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
I just don't see that happening. Like, I think if you guys barely pull off a win on Buffalo last year, and I think that was at your home actually last year, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I don't know. I think it's a loss. I think it's too close of a game. It's too close to. I just don't see you guys. I don't see you guys pulling off 14 wins like you did last year. I don't see you guys doing that this season. I'm not trying to be like a jerk about it. I just think that you're probably going to go like 10 wins. I think this year. I think you're going to make it the playoffs. I 100% think you're going to make it the playoffs for sure. But I just think that you guys have a really hard schedule this year based on what I saw. This is probably your hardest schedule. Last year, I think that you guys had Raiders, and you guys lost to the Raiders the very first game to the Oakland Raiders. That was the
I don't want to talk
Raiders.
about it.
Then Miami Dolphin, you guys barely beat Miami. You guys lost to Pittsburgh to an old man who's now in his 50s. He's not he's like almost 50 or something like that. You guys again, I mean Carolina Panthers, you guys like blew out the water. Buffalo, you barely won. New Orleans Saints barely won. Tennessee Titans, you guys stomped on them. Cleveland Browns stomped on them, but you're talking about the Titans and the Browns. You're not talking about Buffalo. You're not talking about, you know what I mean? You're talking about smaller teams. And I just don't think that, I just don't see it this year, man. I don't see you guys, you guys really have to pull off, you know what I mean? Like, you really have to, I mean, by the time the playoffs hit, you guys are already on a win high. I mean, you guys are unstoppable because you guys are winning so much because you guys are going a bunch of like terrible teams. Like that's not really fair. I mean, like again, you guys barely beat the Atlanta Falcons by 1 point. You guys, I mean, barely beat Buccaneers. Jets, you guys obviously blew out the water, but again, you're going out on another terrible team. The Bengals, you guys barely won by 1 touchdown. Like this is, I mean, if you look at your guys' stats, it is like they're not blowouts here, except to the terrible teams, which is great. I mean, yeah, it's great, but again, you guys have let's see, Cincinnati Bengals. Again, they're like they're teams that like they had a QB who was hurt. You know what I mean? Like, and you guys barely got a win by 1 touchdown. I'm struggling right now to sit there and not be hard on them, but it's like that's that's rough, dude. That's a rough schedule. And then Giants, you guys beat again another team that's not very good. I mean, look, I'm trying to be fair here and I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. But when you have a whole lineup of the majority of your schedule last year, 10 of the teams that you guys won against were terrible teams. 10 out of 14 that you guys out of 14 wins you guys have, 10 teams were terrible. I just don't see this replicating the way you guys are Seattle your first game. You got what's the second game? The second game was Pittsburgh. Then you
Yep.
guys have Buffalo. This is you guys are off to this is a terrible start for like this is like the worst. Like at least with the Cowboys, it's like you go to some mediocrity like the whole time. You know, it's like and I feel like it's like an up in the air type situation. You know, I had them going at like 8 wins, which I think is like enough to get in the playoffs, and I think that was being very fair. This year, I just don't see your first 3 wins as I mean, unless it's an upset, I just think your first 3 wins are just going to be like I don't think you guys are going to recover from like when you guys are off to a terrible start like that and you're not going against good teams. Like yeah, you should win against the Dolphins. You should win against the Panthers. You should win against, you know, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. Those dude, I'm serious. I'm trying to be as fair as I can. I don't think you guys
Our
are going to
rec-
do well.
our records are going to be very, very different.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, this is going to be
I'm,
interesting.
I I truly think so. The last few years, it seems like we've split with Buffalo, and the first time we play them, it's playing in Buffalo is tough, but playing in the winter is even tougher because it's usually mounds of snow that they're trying to trek through. It's super cold out there. So this one being, I mean, New England's it's similar in terms of weather, but this one being in Buffalo in October, probably not going to
Everybody's
have
healthy
snow on the
though.
ground.
You have
What's that?
everybody healthy in Buffalo right now, though. You have everybody healthy in Buffalo right now. I'm just saying, it doesn't look good. You guys lost to Buffalo 2 years ago. Obviously, it was a different QB, like you said, but you the closeness of these games between you guys and Buffalo, it can literally be either way. And I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
am going to lean towards Buffalo on the third game, just because I just don't see that happening. I just don't,
Well,
man. I'm having a hard time.
I got you down for a loss for them in week
Okay.
4. For myself, I'm going with a win. I think that they're going to split on the season, to be honest with you. So I think that they're going to take the first of the
Okay.
matchups. So
Well, I
that,
will say this: if it's Patriots at home, where Buffalo's the visitor, I think you guys will win that game. That's going to be my caveat. So if they're going to go against the Buffalo again, but it's going to be at their stadium, I think Buffalo will lose that game. But I'm
yeah. So
sorry, I don't have them Buffalo at home losing that. I don't see that happening. That's going to be my split for that. So
So we always play Buffalo twice. Buffalo is always a challenge. Usually when we do win, it's by a field goal or a last minute 2 minute drive, something like that. I think that last year how Buffalo played is an indication of kind of where they're trending. Yeah, you still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but they weren't great last year. And the Patriots, record wise, yes, they did have an easier schedule. So obviously the record showcases that. I just don't see Buffalo as that juggernaut team that's going to blow everybody out anymore. So I'm saying they're going to split. I think Patriots take it um, in Buffalo for the first game. So I have them as 3-1. You have them as 1-3 through 4 weeks. Completely different.
okay, all right.
Week
Well, they
five.
just. Well, I will say this: they just picked up DJ Moore from Chicago. So they picked up a new
Uh,
wide receiver. I'm just saying, like, they're looking for certain talent. I'm not saying DJ Moore is going to be a massive player, but I mean it's going to be better than obviously what they have right now. So I think, you know, I don't know, man. I don't
when did
know.
that pickup happen?
Uh, they did it was a first round trade to change that. So they did some maneuvering around with the first round. They gave up first round trade to pick up DJ Moore.
So if we have DJ Moore, then
Buffalo
that
has
gives
DJ
me.
Moore.
Oh, Buffalo has DJ Moore. Okay, I was gonna say okay. I was like, how did that happen?
So
Um,
you're talking about a really good QB with now an even better wide receiver. I don't know, man. We'll see what it get. Again, he's healthy. Everybody's healthy right now. So I would say he's had the last since the draft. He's had 2 months to play with this team. I think that's more than enough time to sit there and get squared away for being an elite player for that team. That's just me. But
the question I have with DJ Moore is what version are you going to get of him? When he played in Carolina, he was often injured and ineffective. Granted, you're not playing with a great quarterback at that time with DJ Moore, but I think DJ Moore going to Buffalo will definitely help Buffalo. But if we go and get AJ Brown, that's a comparable move. I think AJ Brown's better than DJ Moore.
yeah, I
So,
agree. But you guys
so
still haven't that still hasn't happened yet. That's just still a rumor.
it's
Um,
true. It's
you
true.
have
They're talking early June for that one.
I don't know, man. DJ Moore and they have Joshua Palmer, which really,
Josh Palmer's an average,
yeah, he's not. But I
specialty
mean,
guy.
DJ Moore, I think is going to be significant against. I think there'll be significant change. I mean, now that he has a All Star QB, you know what I mean? Like, you can't sit there and say that doesn't look good for him. Like, as long as he
You're
can
good.
catch the ball, like I said, I think if you're going to be on a winning team, you're going from Chicago to that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that I would be happier to be in Buffalo than Chicago. I'm
Caleb
sorry.
Caleb Williams had a breakout season in Chicago
I
last year.
still
He's not. Is he Josh Allen? No, he's not
no,
Josh Allen. But
absolutely not.
we have an all-star defense. So when I think of DJ Moore going to Buffalo, the only thing that I can think of is now that gives Christian Gonzalez somebody to cover on Buffalo because before there wasn't, and Christian Gonzalez is fantastic. So he's just going to shut DJ Moore down. It doesn't really matter.
We'll see. We'll see. I have him as loss. I
Yeah.
have a loss.
All right. So
You're
we're
gonna
we're
hate me
going.
now. You're gonna hate me.
No, it's fine. No, we'll go to week 5. This is
Okay.
going to be Patriots are at home versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, you guys should win. If you guys lose that, then you guys are pathetic. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. You guys better win that. That's that. I'm giving a win, but you guys did lose to them last year, which is crazy to me. You guys better win that one. I'm giving them that win just because they have to come back at some point. I don't see them winning 4 games or what week are we in right now?
This is 5.
Yeah, I don't see them losing 4 games in a row or like losing multiple games and then winning. Losing against they're going to win Raiders. That's a for sure win.
Yeah,
They
the
better win.
Raiders to me are kind of in like rebuild mode. I think they're still a year or two away from
Oh,
really
100%.
competing. I know they just got a rookie quarterback. They had first pick
Yeah,
this past draft, so we'll see how he Mendoza trends over there. But they got Gentry in the running back position back there. So year two, he was great. Year one,
yeah.
so he could be great again. But I still think they're a couple pieces away from being very competitive.
Raiders has
So I'm
always
giving
been
it.
a running back heavy team anyways. So that's Darren McFadden they ran the crap out of until he was broken every year. So I mean, like, yeah, they're a run heavy team regardless. So yeah, that makes sense.
So I went win as well on that one. So
Mhm.
week 6, this is going to be in New England versus the New York Jets.
Oh, okay. That's they had to give you a couple like freebies there, I guess. Like, oh, we're giving them three stack teams at the beginning of the year. We're gonna have to give them some teams they can win against easy. That's a definite win. Again, if you guys lose to that team, it's definitely gonna be an upset.
Yeah, I don't see us ever losing to the Jets again. To be honest with you, they're such a poor run organization, and there's just no talent over there. Granted, you're going to have pieces, but they can never put the pieces together. It seems like they're always terrible.
Yeah.
The Jets are destined to finish last place in the division again.
That's
All right, so we both agree on that one. So yeah, so you're through 6. I am 5-1 with the Patriots, and you are 3-3.
okay. I think that's fair. I think that's a good. That's not. I don't think that I'd be terrible. I'm going statistics plus I'm going at home versus you know what I mean. Like Buffalo plays way better at home. That any most teams except the Cowboys play better at home. So I mean, like it just that statistic. That's why like it's so up in the air for Cowboys whenever I mention them. So all right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, week 7 at Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you guys definitely win. Jeez, man, you got such a terribly easy schedule again. That's stupid. Oh my
That's
gosh, that's a
so.
definite win.
So I actually have Chicago winning this game. I
Really?
think that Caleb Williams showed enough to me last year where I think he'll progress this coming year. And I think this will be viewed as an upset, even though to me it's not. Chicago kind of broke out as a team last year. They're kind of building that team, and it's a very competitive team. So
I
I'm gonna say in Chicago in October, wins going. I think Chicago pulls it off.
Okay. I have them as lost then. I still want them. I think Patriots will win that one. So that I think that I'll give the win to Patriots on that one.
Okay. Then we have November 1st, week 8, and this is against Miami in Miami.
Dude, Miami's a mess right now. It I will say this. If Miami can figure out they have such good talent. They have a really good Archain, whatever his name is, the running back, Devion
Yep.
Archain, a really great running back. I don't know what they're doing with their head coach. That can be such a you guys barely beat them with the terrible like craziness that goes on behind the scenes with Miami. That is going to be a close game, honestly. If they could figure out their QB situation, I would say that would be a loss for you guys. Like if they could figure out a really good QB to put like in there. I will say this is my middle one. So this is going to be my split one because I'm like it for me, I want to give it to Patriots just because they have their stuff together. But you guys barely beating Miami by 4 points is not a good look, especially with the mess they have back there. And it's still early on, and I don't know how you guys barely beat them. That's insane to me. So I'm gonna give the
What are
win
you
to
gonna do?
them. I'm gonna give the win to
Okay.
them. But I'm gonna say there's a caveat. If the QB situation back there, if Miami doesn't do well this year with their QB, then it's a for sure win. If they get a QB in there that knows what they're doing, or at least could figure out how to play the game a little better, that you guys it's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close for you guys.
Yeah, so I'm going win.
I have a win for you
Miami
guys.
is it's a dumpster fire over there to
It
to me.
is. It's so bad.
they're rebuilding. Miami's
Yeah.
only competing with the New York Jets for worst team, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going Miami on that one. That's pretty simple to me.
I'll give that one to you.
Um, week 9, we're going to be at home against Green Bay.
I like Green Bay a lot. That's Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love.
It is Jordan Love.
I
Yep.
don't know. I want Jordan Love to do well, and I have to give you guys another loss. So I'm gonna give Green Bay the win on that one. I'm really high on Jordan Love this year. I think Jordan Love is going to do really well this year. I just that's going to be my good take right there. I think he's going to do better. And again, I'm factoring in. You guys have a lot of spotlight on you right now. If your coach doesn't get his crap together, you guys are going to suffer for it. Like it does start from the top down. And I will say these are those moments where like if you guys are starting off bad, that's going to frustrate the team. Overall, you know what I mean? It's gonna just not play well in total. I'm gonna give it to Green Bay this year. I'm gonna give it to Green Bay.
Okay. I also like Green Bay. I think as long as Jordan Love can stay healthy, because he's often
Yes.
injured as
Okay,
well.
that's fair too. That's a fair point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you can't really predict injuries. So based off of talent, I think this will be a competitive game. It is in New England. It is at home. I understand that. I just like Green Bay. I think that they're going to excel this coming year. They're Super Bowl contenders to me.
I'm a little scared of them this year, honestly. I'm not. I just think they're gonna do really well. The stuff that
Yeah,
the things that they're doing right now, I think they're doing really well. I'm pretty high up on them this year. So
yeah. So I went with Green Bay taking that game.
wow, really?
And
You did? Okay, that's crazy. They're gonna be a hard
yeah,
team. They're gonna be a hard team to beat this year. I'm looking forward to watching him play just because I want him to do well. Like I said, I'm trying not to be like fanboying about it, but I really hope that he does well because there's not very many rookies that come in and like you want to do well. You know what I mean? It's just I think he's one of those players. I think like I think he's gonna do better this year. So
yeah, yeah. Week 10. This is, I believe, this is overseas versus Detroit. I believe this is London, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not a big fan of Detroit right now. I'm gonna say you're gonna
Really?
beat. Yeah, I know they have a lot of stuff going on, but I just feel like their offensive line has always been a big struggle for them. I think the Patriots can beat Detroit overseas. I just don't. More fans are going to be there. They're a well more like well because of their. I do think that that's going to matter. It's going to feel like a home game for Patriots as opposed to
Sure.
home game for Detroit. I don't think you're going to see very many Detroit fans overseas. You know, it's just not going to happen.
See, I like Detroit. I don't like them to win this game. I like them in a talent perspective. But all in all, I think that Detroit never seems to put the pieces together to make a deep run.
Agreed.
So I don't have a lot of confidence in Detroit winning. So I'm going to go with the team that I feel more confident in winning a tough game, skill wise. If we're matching skill to skill, it might be comparable. But I'm going to go with
Yeah.
the Patriots if it comes down to a game winning drive. So I think it's going to be a one score game. So through 10, I have the Patriots 7-3, and you have the Patriots 6-4.
Okay. I still think that's still you're still technically in the playoff realm, so it's not. And I don't. I think I've been pretty fair so far.
Yeah,
I just don't see
yeah.
you guys replicating last year. I just don't see it.
Oh, yeah. It's a tougher schedule. I completely agree. Week 11, we're going to be on bye, so we'll skip a week, get some extra rest. We'll move into week 12 at Los Angeles Chargers.
Hmm. Let me look at my notes real quick. Hold on.
Hmm.
I have I have a couple notes here. Hold on. I have like three things in here right now. Okay. Hold on. Oh, wait, where is this at again?
This is in Los Angeles.
I don't like that at all. Not for the Patriots being in LA.
Why? What are your thoughts?
Um, well, I'm trying to. It's not. Here we go. trying to find my notes. I have like multiple pages of notes that I have here. So I'm trying to like find the one I have of the Chargers because I'm trying to break down their previous seasons and stuff like that. Um, Here we go. Okay. All right. So what I have right here as of now for I so I have right now I don't okay, so what I wrote down right here, not a lot of like known wide receivers and then decent running back. That's what I have right now. I'm sorry, I wrote down little tiny things like little quick notes. Okay. And they have Justin Herbert too as well, which I don't know. I think they're gonna beat them. I think they're gonna beat them at their home. And plus I don't even know, are they still playing in a weird stadium still? Are they still playing in another stadium right now? Are
I
they
don't know.
even I think they'll win. I think they'll win. I have them
I
as a win.
I have the Patriots winning as well. You take the Patriots, you throw them in some warm weather in November over in California. Yeah, I know Los Angeles, the Chargers have a great quarterback over there. He can sling the ball. It's just like again, I'm
To
predicting
who
that
though?
he's
To
going to be
who?
well, yeah, but I just think he's going to be injured again, and it's every year Herbert's injured. He's banged up. We're
Yeah.
talking mid-season now. I
Yeah.
just I can't I don't have a lot of faith. It's kind of like Cincinnati for me. Los Angeles is the same as Cincinnati for me. The great quarterbacks, just yeah, I know you have Chase over there in
Yeah.
Cincinnati, but over here, I don't have a lot of faith in it at all. So
Yeah. I have that down for that too as well. So I'm gonna have it as a win. Sorry.
okay, yeah,
A
week
win for
13.
Patriots. I'm sorry, win for Patriots. My bad.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's see. Did I get that? So I have 8 and 3, and did I put that down? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so you are. Let's see, 7 and 4. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then we go to we're at home against Buffalo in week 13.
I almost want to go back on what I said about the over Buffalo. I just I don't see you guys winning against Buffalo this year. I'm pretty hard up on you guys.
You think we go 0-2 against Buffalo? What's your gut telling you?
I want to say Buffalo, man.
Okay.
I
Want
really
me to
want
let-
to say Buffalo. That's what my gut's telling me right now. I'm just gonna go with my instinct and say Buffalo.
Okay.
I know what I
Gotcha.
said
So,
early on. I just think that Buffalo's gonna do a little better this year.
all right.
I
I went Buffalo in this specific game as well because I told you before this is going to be a split season for Buffalo New England. I think New England takes the first one in week 4, and I think Buffalo takes the second one later in the season.
okay. I mean, technically,
I,
you guys did win against Buffalo. What was it at Buffalo last year? But
yep.
previous years
So
at Buffalo, you guys did lose. But obviously, I guess it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
all right. Week 14. This is a home game against Minnesota.
I like Minnesota. I just my instinct's gonna say Patriots. I'm just gonna go Patriots on that one.
I am also going Patriots. I think so. You have Kyler Murray over there,
Yeah,
who's
I
in a
just
QB battle with JJ McCarthy. I'm not a big fan of
I'm not a big
JJ
yeah.
McCarthy.
I was gonna say I'm not a big fan of McCarthy either. I hated him on in the Cowboys. I think
Yeah,
it's a terrible pickup. I think it's almost like back when they had what's his name? Oh my gosh, what QB was it? I think he's just one of those throwaway QBs that like the guy that was what team was it?
no, JJ has been with Minnesota.
No, what I'm saying is I'm saying it reminds me of another QB or another coach that was like a throwaway coach that was like always just like he would just he was just a name, you know what I mean? I just don't like McCarthy at all. So I'm gonna say loss on that one.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh no, you're saying Minnesota's gonna lose to the
Yeah,
Patriots, or
100%. Yeah.
okay? Yeah, I went with the Patriots winning against Minnesota as well. Kyler Murray's crap. He was crap in Arizona. He might even win out that quarterback battle in Minnesota, but JJ McCarthy, he's getting upset
Bad.
about it.
Yeah.
He's getting upset about it, and I'm like, it shouldn't even be close. You were drafted by Minnesota to be the next guy. I know you were injured, but you haven't shown enough to beat out Kyler Murray. That's pretty bad. So that's just telling me you have two below average quarterbacks over there in Minnesota, and I don't like the outlook of that at all.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too. We're going to go with that as well.
All right, so we got all right. So the next game is at Kansas City, December 21st.
I have you guys at a loss.
You're going to go down as a loss on that?
I think that I'm going to go with the loss. I just like, that's the one time you guys play. And I always think that, um, what's his face has to always play well against you guys. I don't know. I just think it's going to be, I know that what sucks is I think that their team's getting worse, but I think that they're going to beat you that game. You know what I mean? Like, I just think Kansas City's not getting it's just their talent's dwindling. But I do think that when they play against you guys, it's going to be a different story. I think that he has more to prove that game than he does any other game.
Okay. So you think we're going to lose to Kansas City?
At
I think
Kansas City,
for,
yeah, 100%.
for the same exact reasons that you mentioned just now, I'm going to go with the Patriots to win because
Okay.
Kansas City is like a shell of themselves. Yeah, you got Patrick Mahomes and all that, but Kelsey
He's
can barely
still a
move up there.
good he is still a really good QB. He just
He
doesn't
is a good
have a
quarterback.
ton of talent. He doesn't have
He doesn't have anybody. He doesn't
but
have anybody to throw to. You got get freaking Travis Kelsey a walker and get him some tickets to his wife's concert because that's all he's good for at this point. The guy can do nothing at this point. The O line can't stop anything, so the running game is like completely off balance. And then you're talking about a quarterback who's unprotected. The guy can't run as much as he and dodge people as much as he has been able to do in the past. So I don't see with the defense that the Patriots have, I don't see Kansas City being able to keep up with the Patriots, to be honest with you.
fair enough.
All right. So I got let's see, next game, week 16 against the Jets at the New York Jets.
You guys would beat him. I don't even think there's a really I just
No argument.
no, I'm not even gonna really argue with that.
All right. All right. All right. So I got I also have a victory. Same reason. I think that the Jets are,
They're just terrible
they're gonna
team, and the only time they ever win is like when it's like a upset with two terrible other teams. You know what I mean? Like a weird team that they win against. You know what I mean? Like it's just yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
will say though, I
I
will say they did pick up. I know that Kansas City, just to kind of piggyback off that last thing, Kansas City did pick up a wide receiver though this year that was pretty decent. So I actually think that that might help them out a little bit, get some young talent in there, and they picked up a lot of defensive players too, cornerback stuff like that. So I'm gonna say I'm still gonna stand by Kansas City a little bit. So
Hey, I mean
I did look it up.
the wide receiver is great if the line could give Patrick Mahomes enough time to
That's
throw
true.
it.
That is true.
So yeah, I got to stick with it. Well, I mean, obviously we'll see how the season, trends out, but yeah, either way, we don't disagree with the New York Jets, being the
No.
loser of that game. And maybe every game this next coming season. But week 17 is versus Denver.
Man, that's a tough game for you guys. Denver's not terrible. Denver's not terrible. I don't know, man. You guys are playing against again, like I said, you guys are playing against more, I'd say, qualified teams. I should say, just a little bit more. It can go. It can be either way. Let me see. I have Denver. I have a Denver thing here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I have here. They picked up running back and tight end. Okay. And defensive tackle. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a hard game for you guys. I know. With like I said, I'm gonna give it to Denver this year. I'm gonna give it to Denver.
Okay. All right, you got us lose. I also think Denver. Denver has or had a fantastic defense last
Yeah.
year. I think that carries over this season. And when you're carrying one of the best defensemen, and then you have Bo Nix back there as a quarterback, and
Bo
he's
Nix
only
is really
getting
good.
better with
Yeah.
time. I think that this is a tough game, and I think Denver is actually one of those teams again that's in Super Bowl contention. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I agree. I think
Yep.
Green
So
Bay. I think Green Bay. Honestly, Green Bay. Obviously, Seattle again because there wasn't much changes other than like you said the running back. Green Bay, Seattle. Um. What do you call it? Um. Broncos and Patriots. I think are still going to be considered contenders for the playoffs. See, I think they're going to make it the playoffs. And I think as of now, how many wins do I have for Patriots right now?
then you have, let's see, 5, 7. You have 9.
Okay.
You're at 9 and 7. 9 and 7
Okay.
as of right now. One game left.
Okay. So then they should win this next game.
It's against Miami.
Yep, I was right. What I say? They're going to get 10 wins. I said they're going to get 10 wins this year. That's what I said. I said 10 wins this year is what I predicted. And I think that is a very, very fair assessment. Again, provided that again, Miami's just starting over brand new. They have a new they're gonna have to find a new coach. They're gonna have to, they had to find a new coach or figure out who their new head coach is gonna be. They also need to figure out their QB situation. I just think it's still a mess. Doesn't matter at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. I just don't think this year is gonna be their year. It's gonna be you're playing against a hard team that Patriots is considered a hard team. But I said 10 wins is what the Patriots are gonna get this year. They're gonna make that's playoff contention right there. I'm not giving it to them. I think I think that they'll be playoff contenders. I think they're going to be in the playoffs for sure, like
Yeah.
100%.
So I ended up with 11 and 6 for myself to your 10 and 7, but I think it
Dude,
was very
I
similar.
was going to say we're not that far off. That's actually like how it
Yeah,
was with the Cowboys. That is actually
that's what I was just gonna
really,
say. Very comparable to the Cowboys. I think I was a little higher on the Cowboys than you were, and
yeah,
again, and I was a little higher on the Patriots than you were in both
yeah.
scenarios. Only one game separated us in
That's
either team.
actually crazy. Honestly, I really think we should bet. Those are really no. I think those are really good stats. I think that the assessment is very fair. I think that's a very, very fair assessment. Based, and again,
Yeah,
obviously, upsets can happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, with upsets, with injuries, with maybe one team plays just better than the other. They lose defensive players. Just injuries really are what really affect everything. If you get a key player that's just injured, that could change the entire game. So I mean, but I mean, if everybody's healthy in a healthy environment, I think what our assessment is not bad. I actually think it's a really good assessment.
I
So
struggle with the weather piece of it. Playing in New England,
yeah,
there are going to be games where you have a ton of snow out there, just like in Buffalo, and there's going to be some rainy games and stuff like that. You're not talking about in Florida where it's always sunny and warm, or an indoor,
yeah,
field like in Dallas, where you can kind of say equal playing field for everybody.
yeah,
So it's a little bit of a piece like an X factor, if you
yeah,
will, when it comes to trying to predict these games, because at the end of the day, how does the other team come in? Is it Caleb Williams going to be able to perform in a snowy, cold day like Drake May can? I don't think so, but at the same time, you never know. It just depends. So that's the toughest thing to predict. But again, we're only one game off from our predictions. So I try to be as unbiased as I could be.
okay. Let me ask
Um,
you this: do you feel like my assessment was fair?
I think that you were hard at the start, and because I think that
Well, given the teams that you're playing against in the start, you guys have a very hard start in the season. It is probably the
it is
hard
tough.
start in the out of everybody. That's a hard start in the beginning of the season. For any team, that's playing against Seattle your first game, dude. That's not a you already lost to them already. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that's
it's
the thing is, do the Patriots take that loss and say, you know what, let's avenge that loss that we had in the Super Bowl and show them that we're better than them?
we also have to assume that your head coach is going to be mentally there the first game. Again,
Oh my gosh, he
we're
doesn't
we're
care.
I I'm telling you right now, you'd be surprised how much stuff like that, divorce, him going through marital issues in any situation is going to affect anyone. Anyone. I'm sorry. It's going to affect you at your job. It's going to affect you at the plays you make. It's going to affect you at everything because that's going to be the back of your head. And with the news all knowing about it, it does affect what's going on. I just think that was a
What
bad
if
time to do it.
what if he puts it all by the wayside and he invests himself 100% into coaching?
I mean, if he is like Bill Belichick, then yeah, I would sit there and say that. But he's not Bill Belichick. If this was Bill Belichick, I would be like, I don't think it's gonna matter. I just don't. But he's not. I don't. I think Bill Belichick is exactly what he is, and like he's just a robotic person of a human being. I don't think that he has much humor. I don't think he has much anything. I think that there's all the interviews I watched. I watched that what's his name the show with Gronk and uh
Edelman,
they talk about it all the time. They bring in players
yeah.
all the time about how much of I don't think your new head coach is like that. I don't think he's like that. I don't think if it was Bill Belichick, I'd say 100% that I think it'd be, I think he would have to beat Seattle. I think you know what I mean? I actually don't even think that you guys would have lost if you had Bill Belichick. I just don't think you guys would have lost. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I don't know. He was making bad choices. I mean, if you had back when Tom Brady, Bill Belichick was there, I think you guys would have won.
I mean, that's
Bill
talking
Belichick
one of the
era.
greatest. You're talking one of the greatest of all time
I'm
with
saying even
the
without.
coach and the Patriots.
I'm saying if it was that Bill Belichick going into the future as himself at that era to last year, I think you guys would have won that season. I think you guys would have won the. I think you guys would have won.
Well, I can't just. I mean, going against Seattle, week one, that's a tough draw. I think that's a tough draw for just about anybody in the league.
Honestly, if you
Because
guys can win
again,
that first game, it upsets my entire rest of the season. I have to reevaluate everything if they win that first game. Because I will say confidence is everything. I think if you guys lose to them again, you guys are
I think
screwed.
I
It's
completely agree.
That's why I
If,
think I'm being hard on everybody else. That first win or loss is going to affect the rest of the season, but I'm going based on the fact that they're going to lose that first game. I just don't see them if they can't recover from that, it's going to be exactly how I think it's going to play out.
if they go in to Seattle and beat Seattle, the confidence level of this team is going to be enormous. It pretty much
It's
says
in Seattle though,
we
man.
should have
That's
been competitive last
crazy.
year. They're going to say we should have won last year. And if they beat Seattle in Seattle, it's just going to give them confidence for the rest of the season. And you're talking about a deep run. You're talking about a deep run. Going into Pittsburgh the week after that, that's a huge downgrade from Seattle. So that's why I'm like, all right, we're
But
playing against the best team.
you still have a veteran QB that you're going to against in Pittsburgh. He's not terrible. His stats were not that bad. And he's gonna want to play good. He chooses when he wants to play good again. The Patriots are always a team he tries to play good against. He's not gonna play terrible against them. And the Steelers are not a terrible team either. They're not terrible. So
I think they're average. I think they're an average team. They're not a Jets. They're not a Jets, but I wouldn't say they're any better than, to me,
okay,
like
so
a Vegas Raiders.
let me say this real quick. Let me go back into this again. We're looking at the schedule right now. Okay, going to assessment right here. Okay, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna see what you're. If let's just say okay, so I'm gonna give you these teams again a different schedule. Okay, we're gonna give you a different schedule for you. Okay, so week one, you guys are going against the Raiders. Who wins?
Oh, we beat the Raiders.
Okay, so last year you guys lost to them first week. So
That was a big upset. We shouldn't have
right.
lost that.
Okay. Miami Dolphins,
We win.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
We should have won last year, but we win.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying though. Okay, so again, Carolina Panthers.
We win.
Okay, Buffalo Bills.
We're split every season. I'm always going to say split against them. One win,
Okay,
one loss.
New Orleans Saints.
That's a terrible team. So we win.
Yeah, that's Tennessee Titans.
We win.
Cleveland Browns.
We win.
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta, still win.
Buccaneers.
See, I like Baker and
Yeah.
Godwin and Evans were injured last year, but I would still say that's a competitive game. But I would actually give that to Tampa Bay.
Okay. New York Jets.
We win
Seattle,
every game against the Jets
Cincinnati Bengals.
with a healthy Burrow.
Yes, we'll say that.
We lose against Cincinnati with a healthy Burrow.
Okay. And then New York Giants.
We win.
Okay, so as confident as you were with last season's schedule, I don't have the same confidence in this season's schedule for the Patriots. So
Completely agree
that's
with you.
why I'm saying I don't think you guys are going to beat all the teams you think you're going to beat this year. I think with the start of Seattle, I think that's going to set the tempo real fast. I think that's going to a reality check to your last. You saw how many wins you guys got last year, but most of your wins were to teams that were injured because Cincinnati was Joe Burrow was injured when you guys beat Cincinnati, and you guys barely beat them by one
Yeah,
touchdown, and you guys barely won. So I mean, like to me, and even with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you guys beat them barely by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. With the Falcons, you guys barely beat them by 1 point. So I'm saying like I just think that there is a delusion in terms of how good we think we're gonna play next year to this year, or this year to the last year. I think there's a bit of a delusion there because you guys had the easiest schedule, I think, on this whole thing. And
hundred percent.
I think at that point, even when you're in the playoffs, because I can look at the playoff games. I mean, obviously, by that point, you guys have to show up at that point. You guys can't just play mediocre. I'm not saying that they're a mediocre team. I think they're above average team. I just think that your start and with drama going around the backfield, I just don't see them being the team that they were last year.
If I put any team against, say, the best team, and you it, adjust to your environment, so now you know what the best looks like, and say you're competitive. Now you go from the best to an average team. It's night and day. So you go into week 2 against Pittsburgh. They're not Seattle. They're not even close to Seattle. So that's why I think, okay, now you're at the caliber of Seattle. You go into Pittsburgh, an easy game in comparison. And I'm thinking, okay, well, they have confidence because they kept up with Seattle. They're still going to lose, but they kept up. They go into Pittsburgh, they win. Jacksonville, I just think that they weren't what they were advertised last year. They advertised a great record. I don't think they're that version.
I don't think you're going to
So
beat
that's why I think
Jacksonville. I don't think you're going to beat. I think I have that as a win for you guys.
um, I didn't write which ones, which weeks. But either way, you go from Seattle to, the Pittsburgh one. I think that's an easy transition. You don't see another really good team until Buffalo.
That's
And
if
then
you
once
guys
you're
can
done with
recover from
Buffalo,
that, though. Like if you guys can recover from another loss to the Super Bowl team you guys lost against, yeah, I think that you might be right. I don't think you guys can recover like that. I don't think most teams can recover like that. Your guys' mentality in terms like he's not Tom Brady. You know what I mean? He's
no,
not Tom Brady. If this is Tom Brady, it would be like a whole different. We would have a whole different conversation about whether or not I think that they can recover for something like that. You have a QB that's what been in the league for what 3 or 4 years now. 3 years.
2 years, 2 years, made it to a
And
Super
now
Bowl
you're
in year
telling me,
two.
I mean, he got to the Super Bowl and then lost, and then he gets his first week is against a team he lost against. Mentally, you think he can handle that? Mentally, you think
Yeah.
he did? I don't. I think he is not Tom. If this is Tom Brady, I'd be like, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. I think I 100% agree with you. I disagree with you in the fact that this guy's brand new. He's not used to losing that much, and I think this year's going to be hard for him. I think this year's going to be a hard recovery if he loses that first game. If he loses that first game, it's going to screw him over big time. The rest of the year,
You
I think
know,
it's going to screw him over. And I think
do you
my schedule is going to be way more accurate than yours is.
do you know how often, like, first year, second year quarterbacks make it to the Super Bowl, regardless if they win or lose? It doesn't happen very
Didn't
often.
Colin
So
Kaepernick
he's
do it?
I don't know. I don't know what he did, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't happen very often. And we played
Colin
all of the
Kaepernick did it.
best
What are you talking about? I'm
defenses.
like 95% sure that Colin Kaepernick made it to the Super Bowl but lost that year.
Well, all I'm saying is we he, Drake May is compared to Tom Brady in terms of how well he did in his first two
I don't think
years.
it's that crazy because when you had what Cam Newton, RG3, you had Colin Kaepernick all coming at the same year, all essentially being really good QBs their first year. I don't think it's that crazy to sit there and say that they can actually make it to the Super Bowl. I think it's possible. I think it's more possible than you think it is. I think if they're a decent QB, which I think he's a decent QB, I just don't think he's. I don't think he's like Tom Brady status. I think, like you said, if you told me, hey, off this first game, I don't think he's going to be affected by it if he loses to if this was Tom Brady, I don't think he's going to be affected by it if he loses that first game against Seattle. I'd be like 100% Tom Brady's not going to care because he's going to go into it like hard on himself and then try to even play even better. Matter of fact, he's going to go into it 2 minutes left on the clock and somehow run down the clock. There's only so much knowledge base that QBs have that could figure out how to score within 2 minutes. And Tom Brady is like the master at that. And I don't even like Tom Brady. And I sit there and I could say that with ease. I don't think you guys have that caliber of a QB. It's a second year in. There's no way he's going to perform at that level. I just don't see it happening.
I'm going to ask you how you would, if the quarterbacks I'm going to give you, would you rate them great or not great? Okay.
Okay.
You tell me. Dan Marino.
Great.
Okay. Kurt Warner.
I'm going to be in the middle about him. I feel like he's more in the middle. I feel like Dan Marino has a better record, but just never had a good enough team to make it to the Super Bowl. I think if Dan Marino was on a really good team, I think he would have made the Super Bowl because of his stats. So I'm going to say not great to Kurt Warner.
Okay. Tom Brady.
Great.
Ben Roethlisberger.
I hate the way Ben Roethlisberger plays. I loved him because I had him for fantasy for like 3 years straight. I loved him because he got points for me. I hate the way he plays. I'm gonna say, shoot, I hate
Resu-
saying this.
Go
You're
with the
asking me a
results.
hard question right now because I am so in the middle with that guy. I think he had so much more potential. I just think he didn't live up to that. I think he could have been better, like better than what he was. So I'm gonna say not great. I know that he's gotten Super Bowls. I'm not like taking away from that, but I'm gonna say not great to Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay. Joe Burrow.
Great.
Russell Wilson. Don't now with Russell Wilson. Don't compare like the whole thing. Just say, let's just say in his heyday, like we're talking top end peak performance.
He had such great talent around him, though. You're talking about Marshawn Lynch. You're talking about like I.
You can say that for anybody. Joe Burrow
He
has
ran the
Jamar Chase, one of the
ball.
best
He threw the
receivers.
ball really well. His first couple years, he did amazing. I thought he was. I'm gonna say not great.
Okay, Colin Kaepernick.
I don't even know if I should even rate him. I mean, he only had 1 year in, or what, 2 years in, something like that. I thought he did really good his first year with Harbaugh. Is it or Harbaugh?
Jim
Jim Harbaugh. Jeez,
or
John.
John. John. Yeah,
John
you're John. You're
is
right.
John or
Jim is the brother that's in Baltimore. John
with
is San
Harbaugh? I
Francisco.
thought he did. I thought Harbaugh was a great coach that took them to the Super Bowl. So I think it was more of the coach than it was the QB. So I'm going to say no.
Okay, so all of the people I just listed made it to the Super Bowl, whether they won or lost. They made it to the Super Bowl in their first two seasons. Only two of them had won in their first two seasons: Tom Brady and Kurt Warner. And
Okay.
Drake May is also on this list. That is the list. The only people that have made it to Super Bowl in the first two seasons, win or lost,
Look,
and
I'm going to say
that's the list.
this. There is a you going to the Patriots as a QB, you have to be at a certain point to do that. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have the caliber of being able to do that. I'm talking about he really hasn't faced as much. He had a great first year because he played teams that he was able to beat. And I think he's a good QB. I think he's above average. But he had or sorry, not first year, second year, because the second year. He had a
Yeah.
great second year of playing against a bunch of terrible teams. Now you got a schedule. This is really going to test him this year. I'm going to say this year is going to be his test. And again, if he can win that first game, then maybe you're right. But I'm going to say this right now. He wins that first game, then I will change up the whole entire thing and I will give him his due diligence. I just don't see him doing that this year. I just don't.
So Drake may have played one of the easiest schedules, and I don't disagree with you on that.
That like
But here are the defenses that he played in the playoffs. The fifth
okay.
best defense for the Chargers, the first best defense in the Texans, the second best defense in the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the like Seahawks were or anything like that. But you're talking like all these top defenses, and he beat them all.
That was what, his first year?
No, that was last year.
Oh, that was you're talking about for playoffs.
Playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, I have
So he may have had a great like easy
but
schedule.
you're also talking about injuries too as well because I want to say Houston had a bunch of injuries. Um, name off the other teams. I can actually tell you right now, actually, who was injured and who wasn't for those teams because that does matter. That does matter if there's certain like it's like me say they're saying like oh if the Patriots or the Steelers are doing so well and then Palomalu's out for that for the rest of the season. You're talking about like you're saying that he can't be the game. He's a huge factor in their defense and whether or not they're going to win or not. Like that is 100% like on like that's a huge change up. So Houston was I want to say they had a ton of injuries last year, a ton of injuries towards the end of the year, a ton.
No, it was their quarterback. He wasn't injured, but he played like he was injured. He was terrible.
Okay, and then who else? What were the other two teams?
You got Denver
Okay, that
and
Denver was. I don't remember if Denver had. I wasn't paying close attention to Denver like I should have been last year, but okay, I'll give them that. That's fine. How close was that game? What was the score of that game?
I don't remember what the score was. All these games are going to be close. I think that actually Houston wasn't that close.
Okay,
But either way, like you're playing top
I
defenses,
don't
whether
know.
you didn't play them in the
Let's get
in
him out of
the
his
uh, the
third year
regular
first
season.
before we sit there and he's just year
We'll
two.
see. I think year three is really going to indicate whether or not you're going to be a
I
superstar
agree.
quarterback
I agree.
long term, or you're just going to be a normal average quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. This is gonna be interesting. I'm again that first game. We're gonna see how that first game goes. I'm way on the other side of that. I don't know. I think he just got really lucky last year, and I just think that's yeah. I mean, he showed up. I mean, that's great. He showed up towards for playoffs. I'm happy he showed up, but I mean, like, can he replicate that? Can he replicate
Yeah,
that
time.
after going against harder teams this year in the beginning of the season? Like I said, I have him. I mean, I have him doing better than the Cowboys. You know what I mean? I have him winning two more than the Cowboys, and I think that that's still like I'm almost like I'm wondering if I shouldn't even have rated the Cowboys as high, but I still have them beating Cowboys out by 2 games easy. So I'm recognizing him as a good player, but playing harder teams, I during the regular season it doesn't matter as much, especially if he's already 10 and already at 10 wins already. He gets the playoffs regardless. So I mean like you know what I mean? 10 wins is enough. 10 wins is exactly what he needs. So I don't see anybody else in your guys is what you guys have the who do you guys have in your division? The Jets.
The Miami and Buffalo.
Yeah, like Buffalo is going to be your only biggest contenders. So I'd say
Yeah.
it'll be it'll be um it'll be Patriots, Buffalo, or Buffalo Patriots, um Miami, and then Jets. So like no matter what, it's going to be either one of those two teams that are going to be going to the playoffs for sure. Buffalo's going to be one of them, and either you guys knock them out or you guys don't. But I mean like again, that's if he shows up, and that's if he plays really well that first game, and that's going to be really the biggest thing that I think is going to be the what changes the everything. I don't know. I just don't see it replicating the same way. And you guys, Buffalo, I think is going to be that team that's going to be the one to beat. I just think they're going to get better with time. I don't think Josh Allen. I think is amazing. I don't think he's a bad. I mean, he is the in terms of even cards, he is the number one QB to pick up to get for cards right now. Like he is that guy right now, not your guy. He is that guy. So I mean, if they could pick up good players and they could surround, do well with all that, dude. I'm telling you right now, man, that's going to be the team to beat this year. That was who I see being like again. I see them and Patriots going at least to the playoffs. I see in our AFC, I see probably Philly and Cowboys. I'd say this year. Um, you know what I mean? Like I don't see the Giants getting in there. I don't see you know what I mean. Like I don't see Giants. They'll probably be third. See Cowboys being second to Philly because Philly's just always stomping on everybody. Like for the most part, they've just been a good team ever since they won the Super Bowl against Patriots. They've just been a really good team since then. So I don't know,
We'll
man.
see. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, we'll keep the record of this. Obviously, it's on video, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll
No,
see what it looks
did
like.
you write down for both of them though last year too or last week too? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. Well, this will. I think this will. I mean, unless you have anything else you want to say, you want to add.
No,
I know you
no,
love your QB. But I just don't
Yep.
think I would be upset if the Patriots are that good every year. That's just gonna suck. It's not gonna be
You
fun
got to
to
get
watch.
used to it.
It's not gonna be fun to watch football anymore. I stopped watching it for years just because of Patriots. That's good, um, but I think my assessment was pretty good. Ben
Yeah.
Roethlisberger being maybe I might be a little wrong with Kurt Warner, but I think Dan Marino is always one. He should have. I wish Dan Marino would have won a Super Bowl. I think he would have been if he was on a different team. If he was like on San Francisco or he's on the Cowboys, I think he would have won a Super Bowl during his heyday. You look at the
Oh yeah.
stats, dude. His
100%.
stats are insane. His stats are crazy. Even for being in Miami, his stats are crazy. Um, but anyway, that was my assessment. I think that was a good segment. We're gonna do part 2 here in a second, and yeah, I think we're gonna end it here. Anything else? Anything else?
I'm good.
All right, perfect. All right, bye.